Hello everyone and welcome back. Now if you're watching my channel then odds are you found me through a DLC video because let's be honest, they're probably my most popular videos. And as of recording I haven't done a DLC video in a while, and that's because I'm working on stuff with Aiden as well as the fact that I just haven't got round to it. However, in today's video I'm finally back with a DLC video, and today's one in question is a potential Europe DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Because despite Europe stereotypically being the home of what, rats and pigeons, 65 million years ago there were some pretty interesting dinosaurs that roamed our land. So with that being said, if you do go on to enjoy today's video, let's try and hit 30 likes. You lot have been insane with the like goals recently, which does mean a lot to me, and as you know I'm really trying to push for 2k, so if you aren't already subscribed, please do consider it. I post a wide variety of dinosaur content, as well as more recently some sort of new content that you may well enjoy. But with that being said, I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and let's get into the video. So something I do just quickly want to highlight is that we should be expecting to see a DLC at some point in September. Now this is not at all confirmed and I could literally just be chatting out my arse. However, the fact that we've been receiving a DLC like once every 3 months, and with the Dominion Biosin expansion almost being 3 months old, it just makes sense that we'll get a DLC next month. And to be honest with you, it's probably long overdue that we get a DLC, because being a content creator, the past few weeks I literally have had zero content to make on, so my videos have heavily been speculation, which funnily enough sometimes does get a bit boring. So Frontier, Eric, Rich Newbot, whoever's watching this video, please, for the love of God, just give us another DLC. And while we're waiting for this DLC, hopefully next month, that means that I've still got a while to post some speculation, and today's video is no different. So on that note, the first dinosaur I'd like to see in a potential Europe DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2 is the Torvosaurus. Now, until I was researching last night, I didn't actually know that the Torvosaurus was from Europe, because this dinosaur is incredibly widespread from where it presumably lives. This dinosaur could literally have been in a North America DLC, Africa DLC, and unsurprisingly, a Europe DLC. So more or less, this dinosaur doesn't have to come in a Europe DLC because it still has its fair chance at coming in a future DLC. However, in terms of carnivores, we've already got stuff like the baryonyx, so there's no real big notable carnivores from Europe I can think of off the top of my head that we don't already have in the game. And that would make this dinosaur extremely unique, because dare I say that Europe is slept on in Jurassic World Evolution 2, I don't necessarily think I'm lying. Which is why I've entirely made this video, just to give, Europe a bit more spotlight in JWE2. And to lead that front line, I couldn't not include the Torvosaurus. I mean, in Greek, its name literally means savage lizard, so how could I not include it in this list? Next up though, it's the only herbivore in today's list, and it's the Plateosaurus. Now, I had several herbivores I could include in this list, but the Plateosaurus just seemed really unique to me, because it's a sauropod, but simultaneously it's like average sized. It's basically the Minmai of the sauropods. It was also actually one of the first dinosaurs to be discovered as a fossil, which in itself is quite a unique fact. And as a matter of fact, it's not actually known as a sauropod, it's actually known as a prosauropod, because of the fact that it's not absolutely gargantuan like your Mamenchisaurus or Dreadnoughtus. And due to it being the only, quote, prosauropod in Jurassic World Evolution 2, if it were to be implemented, it would mean that it would likely have its own unique animation set, which would just be quite cool to see. So generally speaking, there's not too much to say about the Plateosaurus. It would definitely be a unique dinosaur, and I would love to see it in the game. One of the reasons I loved the Dominion Biosin expansion so much was because it introduced dinosaurs like the Therizinosaurus, which have an entirely new or unique animation set, and are just generally one-off dinosaurs. It did the herbivores massive justice, and I'm not at all saying that the Plateosaurus would, but again, it would just be nice to see something that's exclusively unique to JWE2. For my penultimate pick though, I had to go for actually not a dinosaur, but rather a marine reptile that I've wanted since the game got announced, and that is the Dakosaurus. Partly the reason I wanted the Dakosaurus was down to the fact that it's just simply unique. It could be the aquatic that introduces pack hunting. It's not so much bigger than humans, which, does definitely make it quite cool, because it's just going to put it into perspective if you had one swimming past your Mosasaurus, how absolutely tiny we are in comparison to these marine reptiles. I also thought that this could be the marine reptile that introduces aquatic pack hunting, which would just make the entire experience of, actually having lagoons in your park way more exciting, because currently it's probably the most dull thing we've seen in the game, and let's be real, this game can be very dull at times. This is also one of the most requested marine reptiles I've come to find, so if it was going to be introduced in a DLC, it wouldn't necessarily have to be this DLC, but I still feel like it's a very good opportunity to introduce quite a unique marine reptile. Now, last but certainly not least, this is a type of raptor, and because we haven't received too many raptors over the course of the DLCs, with literally the Pyroraptor and debatably the Scorpius Rex being the only raptors we've had introduced via DLCs, I thought that it would just be too good of an opportunity to not include the Geravenator. Now, this dinosaur isn't actually like a raptor, it's more actually, funnily enough, compy sized, which I feel would again make it quite unique. In the majority of my DLC videos, I like to highlight especially unique creatures, and the reason for that is just because I feel like it would make the game more exciting. If we keep getting these same genuses, the game just gets repetitive and inevitably boring. If we keep getting these new genuses introduced to us, it just makes the game feel so much more fulfilling, because there's so many different types of dinosaur that you can include, as well as just different species. As of right now, we only have two small theropods, being the Coelophyses and Compsognathus, so I'd be more than welcoming to introduce a third one, and I feel like the Geravenator would just, as I say with most dinosaurs in this list, it would just be a unique one to introduce. It was also supposedly patterned with both feathers and scaly skin, so it could be the first dinosaur to introduce that balance that would just look so cool in game. Currently, a lot of the dinosaurs in JWE2 are, as I say, the same, so introducing these unique prehistoric reptiles would just make the game such a better experience, having these different genuses to use, because in most of my parks I don't go without using that Therizinosaurus just because of the sheer uniqueness of it. Differentiating my parks is generally quite hard, but having many different genuses of dinosaur to use definitely helps it, because unique dinosaurs offer unique enclosures. But with that being said, that does just about wrap up today's video. If you have enjoyed, please do consider trying to help us get 30 likes on today's video. Please do consider subscribing, and let me know down in the comments some dinosaurs you want to see in Jurassic World Evolution 2. I will also have links to both my Discord and Twitter down in the description if you are interested on chatting with me and the awesome community that I have. Thanks for watching though, and I hope to catch you in the next one.